Thank you for joining us. We are live and we'll be starting the webinar in just a few minutes. We're excited that you're here. Are you excited that they're here, Vicki?
It'll be fun.
It's fun to go live. Welcome, everyone. This is the Positive Parenting live webinar. We are here to have some fun with you today. And as we get started here, let's just jump in with an acknowledgement. It's really not about our kids. You know what? Is that weird?
Parenting isn't about children.
Well, the most important things you can do about your parenting have nothing really to do with your kids. It's all about a mindset. And so as we've come together for this webinar today, we'll introduce you to some strategies. Most people are looking for strategies and tools and techniques, to get their kids to listen better or
cooperate, to be happy.
And we're going to share some of that. The primary thing that we're going to focus on is that parental mindset. And you already know that this is important. There are some very sensitive kinds of things that we can address personally before we ever get to the kids. And this might stretch you a little bit, so be ready for that. But we've got your back too, because there's a lot of support that we can give you as we get into that. So a quick introduction. Some of you already know who we are. If you're brand new here to the channel, I'm Dr. Paul Jenkins. This is my lovely wife, Vicki. We have a little bit of experience. Vicki, share a little bit where you're coming from and why should we listen to you?
So I'm a licensed speech language pathologist, and I have worked with children from the ages of birth up to about 22 years old in special education for, over 25, maybe nearly 30 years. Yeah,
like 2 decades.
For nearly 30 years. And I have 4 children of my own, 3 lovely grandchildren. And I've just been involved a lot. Not only have I done this, but even when I've also been a teacher in many, many ways with children, having taught a lot of piano lessons and even did a little bit of voice and dancing when I was younger. So worked with children my whole adult life.
I asked everybody, or I asked you, why should they listen to you? I learned a long time ago, I should always listen to her. She's brilliant and has all of these qualifications that she just shared with you. But, Vicki is really tuned in to what it takes to function effectively as a parent. And so I'm just so glad you're here. Thanks for coming. I'm Dr. Paul. I am a clinical psychologist. I've been doing this for a couple of decades as well. And I've worked primarily with children and families. And together, we have put together some experience, haven't we?
We have.
Working with hundreds, probably thousands of families by now. And it's really exciting for us to spend our time assisting you with that most important job in the world. That really lights us up, and we have a lot of fun doing that. So we're honored that you're here with us. Let's start out with an important question. You know what the question is, Vicki?
I do.
What is your main job as a parent? And before Vicki answers this question, consider where you fall on that. Okay, Vicki, do you want to fill us in?
So the most important job for you as a parent is to love your child no matter what, and even if.
That seems obvious, huh?
It does seem obvious, but such a big, and can I just say, not only to love them, but to share that message in all of the way you speak and act. So they know.
Right. Now, why is this hard as a parent? I think I throw out these questions and then I know you've got brilliant answers for them. We get distracted, right?
Yeah, we want them to be so successful. We want their life to look successful in the way we've pictured it. So we want to make sure that they are happy, make sure that they are smart, make sure they're educated. We want to be positive that they're good citizens, all of those things.
And even making sure that they're happy, making sure that they're safe. These things seem so fundamental, and we start thinking about that. But check it out. We're not very good at that. at making, right?
Right.
Making sure that anything. How's it going for you? Is it going well that you make sure that they do all their homework, or that they do their chores, or that they're good, upstanding citizens? The problem gets into control. And it starts to breed all kinds of negative feelings in that interaction.
For both the parent and the child.
Yes,
Both.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we know that you love your kids. Of course you do, because you're a benevolent, generous, loving parent. You're just wondering how to get them to comply a little better.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
We're going to share some strategies with you about how you can do that and get some really great results. It's important to remember that our job is to love them no matter what, and even if right? Because otherwise, anything that we could share with you here today is manipulation, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
It's no better than manipulation if we lose track of that particular job. And that's why we started with it. If you've been here on the channel very long, you know that we
love them no matter what.
Harp on that all the time.
Yep.
And we will continue to talk about that main job. So let's get into the 3 tips. I love this one because it changes the way that we think. Here we go. Whoever is the most upset is going to lose the power struggle.
That is just so powerful and so hard to remember all the time. You know, a lot of times you think it's whoever's making the loudest noise is going to win the battle.
Right.
It's not. Whoever's the most upset is going to lose the battle.
It puts you in a down position. Here's the key. And I think you'll see this with your own kids. When you're smiling, they're thinking. And really,
one of the most important things I think we need to remember is that every interaction we have with kids, we are inviting them to either think or fight. Every interaction, just think back about everything that you do with your kids. You're either inviting them to think or you're inviting them to the fight. You know, it's like do the dishes, get dressed for school, everything. Mm-hmm. And a lot of it has to do in your presentation. Right.
The way you approach them will draw them into one of those modes. What do we want them to do? Think, right? They may be more inclined to fight. When you're smiling, your kids are more likely to be thinking.
Yeah, because when they see that you're not upset, then they know, oh, well, maybe who is the problem for? Maybe I need to take care of some.
Right. Yeah, it changes how they approach that. Now, losing your cool, that changes the power.
Right.
Think about it for just a minute, especially with little kids. If they can get a big person to totally lose their cool, that makes them feel powerful in an inappropriate way, really.
Right. Yeah.
But it gives them a little surge of power, and you'll end up feeling frustrated, angry, resentful. And so this is the dynamic that causes the problem. We want to find strategies that help us to stay cool and stay calm, regardless of what's going on in all the storms around us.
Because that keeps us in a position of acting versus reacting.
Right. So keep that tip in mind, okay? Whoever's most upset is going to lose the power struggle. And I will refrain from getting into all my rules about power struggles and everything else.
Well, you can find more later.
Because we got some other tips for you. Let's go to number 2. You want to handle this one, Vicki?
Sure. Yeah. So the second tip is that you always want to give your child 2 choices.
Yes.
But there's some caveats. One, you've got to be absolutely okay with both choices.
Both choices.
And you will control the default choice. You control at least one of those choices.
Now you said default choice.
Yeah. So like if say you've got a toddler and they don't want to get in their car seat, you can say, you can get in your car seat by yourself, or I can put you in your car seat. Now you're okay with both.
I'm okay with either way.
When you say to a child, either get in your car seat or I'm leaving you home, if you're really not okay with leaving them home, then don't give that as a choice, because the child will always choose the one you don't control. So you want to make sure that you control. A lot of times the default, when we say you control the default, is you give And 2 choices, one that gives them a little more control and one that you control, for sure.
I love it. When you said they're always going to pick the one that you don't like. I mean, they've got this uncanny way of detecting, where they're going to feel that power surge, the inappropriate power surge that I was talking about before. It's not good for them to be able to tip over an adult, but they get a little power surge from that. And so understanding that, just make sure you're okay with both. Yeah. Now, in giving these 2 choices, you've just put them back in a position where they can use that amazing mind that they have to do some thinking instead of fighting.
Right.
How much is that going to solve?
It brings self-confidence and control back into their life as well.
Right. In an appropriate way. So now they're going to feel that little power surge, but in a way that you're hoping that they will.
Right.
So that's a good tip. Yeah. Give them 2 choices. You're okay with both, and you control the default. Let's go to
tip number 3.
Now, I got to jump in on this one, because until you see it as a choice, it's not. And too often we go through life feeling pushed around or beat up, or like life is happening to us and we don't have any choice in the matter. Choose to enjoy your kids. Really? Is it a choice?
It is a choice, and it's one that has to be made over and over a lot of the times. I work, as I mentioned at the beginning, I work with a lot of kids with special needs. And with those special needs sometimes comes some real challenges in just being around them, enjoying them. And I have seen some mothers that are just valiant at this. I admire them so much as I sit and see them smiling and enjoying their child despite the challenges. Or maybe because of
sometimes because
of. And so it's really fun. And and it is a choice I make every day when I go to work with some challenging kids, to just enjoy them. But a lot of times you just want to sit back and say, how can I enjoy this child? Right.
This is so powerful. I think your purpose as a parent, now your job is to love them no matter what, and even if your purpose is to experience joy. And really, this is where most of our joy comes from. Making that choice changes the game, and it allows you to experience things much differently than you did before. And it changes things for your kids too. In fact, I believe in all the work that I've done with kids over the years, when they truly feel that you as a parent enjoy them and you like them, not just love them, right?
Yeah.
Because that's different.
There is a difference, and it's nice to get to the point where you like them.
And all of us have said this probably before, that, well, I love my child, I just don't like them right now.
Yeah.
When you like them, when you enjoy them, it has a profound effect on their behavior and their willingness to allow you to influence them as well. And that's why we picked that as our 3rd tip. Now you're probably thinking, I know I need to calm down. And many of you have shared this with us. We've gotten emails and comments on our videos about, I just need to be more calm as a parent, but my kids are pushing me to the edge and testing me. And we get it. We've been there. And a lot of parents like you have been. The hard part here is that we roll with our programming. Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever we've been trained, taught, and educated to do is what we're most likely to do.
Or what we've practiced most.
Right.
And sometimes we've practiced a particular way of responding to our child or seeing them,
which becomes our own default. So to change that requires some effort and some practice. It takes a lot of work. One of the reasons that we're here live today is to engage with you at a little different level. Yeah, you get to see our videos on YouTube, and hopefully those have been helpful. Thank you so much for subscribing and sharing and engaging with those videos. We appreciate your comments. We take those seriously. We feel that there's more we could do personally to assist you with the greatest job that you'll ever have in raising your kids. How would you like it if we could help you personally with that process? And so we've collaborated to create a coaching program. Now, some of you have already engaged with our Parenting Powerup course, the the digital course where we put a lot of really great content and resources for you there. We're talking about something that is much more comprehensive to give you more strategies and very specific tools that you can use as a parent. You already are committed to this, right? To being a more positive parent. You're conscious, you're engaged, you're a benevolent, generous, loving parent. Practicing those strategies and having some of the practical skills that you need, that's a whole different game. So we're here to help you. Let's put this together, Vicki, in a way that, that you and I have talked about it and what we can offer you here. Here's what you get with this coaching package. We are doing 6 weekly parenting power-up sessions. This is time when we get together in a private call with our group that enrolls in this coaching program. And they will be small groups, okay? Once it gets to a certain size, we're going to break it out and create another group. So this will be a small group of parents that are coming together with us, and you will be in that group to get your specific questions answered.
And I can't emphasize enough this, how much you learn from seeing principles applied, even if it's in someone else's situation, or especially when it is. You really gets a lot out of that.
Which is why we're assembling these groups, because other parents are going to be asking questions that if it's already relevant to you, you'll notice that. But if it's not, it's going to come up at some point. So we'll work together and it creates a little bit of a mastermind effect. And it's just, the research shows that this is a powerful way to address some of our parenting questions. And we get to be specific. So not just the general examples that you get on the digital courses or in the videos. We're digging right into whatever your particular issues are. And we'll both be involved with that.
Right.
Now, the other things that come in this package, you will have access to the recorded version of each one of those coaching calls so that you can go back and review it. You can download these in your own computer and create a little file where you've got a resource that you can go back to. Add that to the digital parenting power-up course. Some of you have already connected to that. And if you have, by the way, we've got another special little offer for you because you've already purchased that. You will get access to the Positivity Power-Up course. This is a 6-module video course that I teach all of my coaching clients, these principles, as part of the coaching. We've put that together into a digital course as well. And you'll get a discount on future offerings for coaching. The total value of this package is over $2,500. Who has this worked for? The kinds of people that this has worked for are exactly the kinds of parents that you would relate to. Conscious, positive parents, busy parents who have a lot of other things on their plate. And really, all of us who used to think we were really patient, and we had kids, right? You remember how patient we thought we were before we had our kids? This mom, Chantel, wrote in her appreciation for the coaching program that we had offered her. You can see what she said there about this. It was tremendously helpful. She's no longer yelling at her children for every little thing.
And I know most parents, that's the one thing we really want to get out of the habit of yelling. And so she found her way out. It's great.
Oh, and how we feel after we've yelled at our kids. What if we could just bypass all of that and have something much more positive? And thank you, Chantel, for giving your input on that. Now, the package that we put together is of an enormous value. And we've decided we want to add a few pluses to it. And this is one that I'm kind of excited about because I've seen the stuff that we've put together for this Positive Parenting Bundle Box. This is something we will send directly to you. We're going to get your shipping address and you will receive in the mail this package. It includes my book, Pathological Positivity. I'll write you a little note in there. Portable Positivity, the mini book. These are all part of the Positivity Power-Up course that's included in your package. We're going to send you the actual printed copies of those books. You'll get an ebook for bedwetting. Now, that may or may not be an issue. If it is, you're going to really appreciate this. And if it's not, well, you can, I don't know, use it some other way. And then some swag. We're going to throw in a refrigerator magnet. We got a little tote bag for you. A lot of fun things that come in that bundle bag. And that's worth a couple of $100 right there. We're going to add a second bonus. This one I'm excited about because we have created a private group on Facebook.
And this gives you kind of like immediate access to other parents.
The community.
Right. And it's going to be a private community, but it also gives you access to ask us kind of real-time questions that we'll get back to as quickly as we can and open it up for feedback as well.
And we'll be doing some live events there on Facebook, kind of like this live training, but it will be a Facebook Live where we can interact and handle real-time questions.
Topics each. Period of time.
Right. This is a huge value. This community is something that can really make a difference as you wrap your head around some of these principles of positive parenting. And that's valued probably around $1,000. We're going to throw that in as another bonus. Now, if all this did was to help your kids listen without yelling, would that be worth it? Yeah, probably. What if it would help you feel more confident as a parent? Would it be worth it? What if you could sleep a little better knowing that you've done your job the way that you really want to? Would it be worth it? Now look at the package. This is something that we've thought a long time about because we know that we need to do more to assist you in doing your
parenting is the most
job
important
in the world.
of all the jobs that we can have.
Oh yeah.
And so it's our desire to get out there and help people with that most important job.
I've shared this with you, Vicki. Do you remember I went to a conference a couple of years ago, big time speaker, big topics, mental health professionals. And at the end of day 2, he summed it up with this. He said, you know what? We can eliminate these particular mental health concerns that we were spending 2 days talking about by simply helping parents do a better job raising their kids.
Yeah.
And I just put down my notes. I'm like, okay, this is what we need to do. Now, we've stacked the value here because we knew we could go small and try to sell a lot to get a lot of exposure, or we can go big and just pack the value so that you get a huge value for the investment that you put into this. And it's well worth what we're showing there. But for you, and because we're doing this as a promotional thing for a limited time only, we're offering that entire package for $997. Does that sound like a good deal?
Sounds like a good deal to me.
You can't even sign up for a coaching package with us for less than $1,500. Okay, so this is huge. And it includes all of those add-ons and the bonuses and everything that we talked about. Now, this will be for a limited time only. We can only do this for a short time. So we want you to take advantage of this right away. parentingpowerup.com/coaching program. And that's where you can connect and get this program at the discounted price that we're offering it for. Remember, it includes the 6 weekly live group Parenting Power Up sessions. You get the private VIP Facebook community, which will be ongoing, by the way. You get digital access to the Parenting Power Up, the Positivity Power Up. We're going to send some stuff to your house. And
you get a cute bag. That's always important.
It is kind of cute. And it's got the logo on it. And you get to share that with your friends and neighbors and show them that you're a part of a positive parenting community. What is this worth to you? If you knew that you were doing your job well, what would you be willing to pay for that? I mean, just consider that for a minute. I have clients who engage with me at $5,000, $10,000, $30,000 to assist them to do some of the things that we will be focusing on this program. Consider what that value is to you. And as we set this out there for you for $997, I think that's just a fantastic opportunity. And we're personally really excited for that. You know what? Let's take some of the risk out of it. Because if you're worried about the money and you sign up today, don't like it for any reason at all within 30 days, we'll give your money back.
Yep.
Is that okay? I didn't run that by you.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. We're totally fine with that because we're that confident that this is going to help you with what it is you're doing as a parent. Remember, $9.97, limited time only, parentingpowerup.com/coaching program. And when the archive of this live event comes out, we'll put that in the link in the description, in the notes down below, so you can connect to it that way too. We're excited to get involved with you. We're looking forward to having a more personal interaction with you. And this is finally a way that we can do that and make that resource available. How are you feeling about this, Vic?
Sounds good. We hope to see you there soon.
That's going to be fun. We'll see you on the inside.